The officer did, in fact, die after being shot by another officer.
For the first time in its 42-year history, a Lakewood police officer is shot and killed, even worse, by a fellow officer. 35-year-old Jim Davies was with Lakewood police for 6.5 years. He was married with 2 young children. 7 News with team coverage. Don Champion getting first-person perspective on instant decisions officers face daily. Let's start, though, with 7 News reporter Marshall Zelinger live in Lakewood. And, Marshall, it was hours before officers even knew it was one of their own who was shot and killed.
Teresa, a confusing scene here at 20th and Eaton where Lakewood meets Edgewater. Police were called to a home. Reports of shots fired. You can still see right now a crime scene still here with police and crime scene tape up. 3 were taken into custody on that shots fired. After that, Officer Jim Davies was in the backyard. Another officer was on the opposite side of a fence, mistook Davies for a suspect with a gun and shot him.
And we just got another call from Colfax and Sheridan. Said he thought he heard gunshots coming from the area.
Shortly before 2 a.m., Lakewood officers were in this neighborhood west of Sloan's Lake on the report of shots being fired. 3 people would be taken into custody. Then outside, around 3:45, one officer mistakes another officer for a suspect.
It's my understanding that the firing officer could see either a silhouette or enough lighting to see someone with a gun and mistook him for an armed suspect.
Police tell 7 News the shooting officer shouted commands to the suspect, who turned out to be Officer Davies.
Given the fact that Officer Davies was in uniform, he certainly didn't think that the commands were directed in his direction.
Police radio traffic reveals Officer Jim Davies unaccounted for.
North 30 to Central 60, we need to find Davies. He's not answering his phone.
We feel like we have 2 victims on the department, to be quite frank.
This afternoon, Lakewood police standing watch over Davies' Littleton home. The shooting officer also getting police support.
But the set of circumstances that we have here today, I don't know of any ingredient that I could put into this story to make it more tragic than it is.
Police not revealing the identity of the shooting officer or the 3 taken into custody not yet charged with crimes. So how is it that a uniformed officer could be mistaken for a suspect? As photojournalist Mike LeClaire takes the light off me at 10:05 tonight, you can see this is what it looks like, and there's a street light behind me. Again, the shooting took place at 3:45 down the street where there is less light. Reporting live in Lakewood, Marshall Zelinger, 7 News.
7 News did some digging and found the last officer shot by a fellow officer in Colorado was Corporal Edgar B. Rains. That was in May of 1984. This is video from the night it happened in North Glen. Corporal Rains was killed when police fired at a domestic dispute suspect, and he was hit. It was just 4 months ago another metro area department lost one of its own. Denver officer Selena Hollis was shot and killed while working jazz in the park in late June. 7 News talked with Chief White, who says he remembers and knows how difficult it is to bury a brother or sister.
And I will tell you from my own perspective, each time I've had the unpleasant task of working with an officer, either as a co-worker or under my supervision, that lost their life. I would tell you a little piece of me is lost each and every time.
Including Officer Davies, only 3 officers have been shot accidentally by a colleague.